Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Matt Latter and today we're going to continue our Pillars of Eternity Let's Play series. In the last episode we've managed to explore the Madamer Bridge and then go through Cape Nua to the Wooded Plains. So here we are, still exploring. Let's continue right away and see what awaits us here. Just some waystones apparently. Let's see, don't hear anything. Doesn't quite seem like it. We're just about to enter Defiance Bay, if nothing else remains here. Oh! Jalen Dimath. I think another backer character? Yeah. We'll not look into that now. Camping supplies we don't need. Tucked under the flap of this bedroll is a relic of some kind. A small conch shell strung with seaweed. Interesting. So here is a way up, I believe. Let's see where this leads. Two more lions. Let's reorganize a little bit here. We have our mage here. Use some of the arcane assaults. Well, easily dealt with. So, those guys are dead. Bunch of pelts to sell. And then here we have... Waves are roughly chiseled in the stone. They grasp at Ondra's beloved moon like curling fingers. And below we have a dude with a harvest hatchet. A hearth harvest. She's using one as a secondary, I believe. Nothing else here, so let's quickly check that out. Hearth Harvest, a unique hatchet. Deflection bonus, burning damage bonus, and DR bypass. Actually not a long story. This hunting hatchet has a leather-wrapped wooden handle and a silvered blade covered in finely etched flames. When the blade is coated in the blood of prey or an opponent, the etchings glow a fiery gold, roaring to life. Even at rest, the hatchet smells faintly of smoke and charred flesh. Sounds fun. So... yeah, let's give it to her. As a secondary. And now we've done everything here, so let's venture to the Edelwyn Bridge. See what awaits us there. Ooh, wow, that's one huge ass bridge. Already a bunch of characters. Our first steps into Defiance Bay here. Bunch of commoners and backer characters. Welcome to Defiance Bay, but watch yourself in our city, understand? Oh, let's take a look up here. Oh, yeah. All the food loot belongs to us. So, Justica Forgaunt, let's talk to you.
How do you do?
What can I do for you? What can you tell me about Defiance Bay? Sorry, but I don't have the time right now, but it sounds like that Dozens crackpot Rowan is stirring up trouble again. He chucks his head at the gate. He'd be all too happy to give you a rundown of the city, liberally flavored with Dozens propaganda, of course. What's Dozens? I'm looking for the Temple of Wodica. He scratches his beard. Not sure why you'd want to go there, he shrugs. It's in the first fires if you really want to see it. You seem to be an edge, what's the problem? Thousands of them, truth be told. We've got refugees coming in from all parts under some misguided notion that things are actually better here, that the legacy somehow passed us over, so they showed up with no prospects and little money and just ended making it worse for the rest of us. He looks you up and down. No offense. Interesting. Okay, we just got the update where it is. So, let's go to Copper Lane.
Defiance Bay. The city at the heart of the Deerwoods Revolution now seems on the brink of another. Refugees line the streets, homeless and hungry, displaced by Whiteone's legacy, hoping for relief within the city walls, and finding none. Dissidents congregate to protest and to heckle, calling for an end to animancy and the ouster of their duke. The city's militiamen cast fearful looks as they patrol the streets, their hands trembling at the hilts of their weapons. The capital of a country that had not long ago incinerated a god now appears to be a spark away from sharing the deity's fate.
That does indeed sound grim. So,
Hi.
welcome to Copper Lane. Ooh, looks pretty nice. Lots of stuff here. Cool. Gonna be fun to explore all that. And steal whatever we can, obviously. Okay.
It used to be a lot less of a mess.
So, we have someone here who's shouting about stuff. Okay, let's talk to him.
Gods keep you.
Rowan, it's the guy we've been told about, I believe. Rowan's arms are crossed and his mouth is set in a grim frown as he watches the gathered protesters. He looks ready for a fight. He sizes you up. New in town, eh? You've picked an interesting time to visit Defiance Bay. All these refugees fleeing the frontier and finding the legacy is no better here. It's the Animancers, Maker and Scorch'em, and they nest in the city like rats. You mark my words though, us dozens are gonna put a stop to it. So what are the dozens? He taps his chest. We're an organization of interested citizens who want to free Defiance Bay from the dangerous influences of Animancers and the tyranny of the aristocrats who support them. We also consider ourselves a militia of sorts, seeing as the Crucible Knights are little more than a flock of preening nobles in training these days. Just like the militia are the dozens, except for the training, and the discipline, and the code of honor. His eyes gleam, and we're always looking to expand. The more people see things our way, the better for the state of our country. You have any interest in hearing more, stop by Ameth's Den sometime, the expedition hall. A lot of free thinkers in there can set straight all the nonsense the nobles and the Animancers want you to believe. Might even be some paid work there for the motivated types. Okay, so what are you doing out here exactly? He gestures at the crowd, which buzzes with angry chatter, trying to get folk to see reason. We're in the midst of a crisis, and instead of purging the nefarious forces from our city, the Duke is granting Animancers dangerous liberties. What do you know about Animancy? It's the study and manipulation of essence, which any sane person will tell you is the purview of the gods. The Adherents at least had the sense to outlaw it, which is the only good thing you can say about them. It's not like magic, chanting, or the soul reading those ciphers do. It's been around since ancient Engwithan times, which is why you'll see Animancers tinkering with old Engwithan artifacts. Kana raises a fist to cuff discreetly into. Half-truths all, but he's an enthusiastic performer, I'll give him that. He shakes his head. Trouble is, the Animancers got no idea what half those artifacts actually do, not that they'll admit it. So, tell me about Defiance Bay. This is the capital of the Free Palatinate of the Deerwood. We started out as the capital of the Adherent colony, but we booted the Flaccid scepters from these lands 150 years ago. These days we're a major port, receiving trade and visitors from all over the world, but we, some of us anyway, strive to hold onto the pioneering spirit that earned us our freedom a century and a half ago. The city is divided into 5 districts: Copper Lane, First Fires, Ondra's Gift, Brackenbury, and Heritage Hill. He ticks each off on a calloused finger. So, tell me about Copper Lane first. This here is Copper Lane. He taps a scuffed boot on the cobblestones. It's primarily a market district, but you've also got the Expeditionary Hall north of here, where you can join treks into the wilds. There are also where my fellow dozen martyrs and I tend to meet up with the concerned citizens. They're already calling themselves martyrs. That's not a good sign. He points to a long domed building west and north of your position. And that's the Hall of Revealed Mysteries. Eerie place, you ask me, but they've got biggest library in the Deerwood. Kana laughs. Eerie indeed. It might be less so if more kith stepped inside. Perhaps we ought to visit, ere enough, and see where the mysteries are revealed. Yeah, I'll definitely go in there at some point. So, Brackenbury. A noise of disgust rattles in his throat. The nobility that didn't sail back to Ader stayed there. Most of the families there trace their lineage back to the old imperial times. Other than a lot of has-been nobility, you've got Hadrat House, where Lady Webb and her spies operate, and the Brackenbury Sanatorium, the main cesspit of animancy in the city. He spits on the cobblestones. First fires then? That's where the revolution started, hence the name. These days it's overrun with politicians and panderers, but we'll take it back someday. That's where you'll find the Ducal Palace, the Valian Embassy, and the Crucible Keep. He shakes his head. The Crucible Knights were the original freedom fighters in Defiance Bay, but now they're just strutting peacocks with their eyes on fancy titles and their hats up their asses. There's no Temple of Wodica there too. We keep it real nice for her. He winks. So, one of her places apparently. Ondra's Gift. Got the name because it was a wetland that was drained back in the imperial days. Now it's a seedy district populated by sailors, common and more than a few thugs. But it's a fun place too, if you know where to look. He winks and elbows you. Look for a place called the Salty Mast when you're there. Other than that, it's mostly warehouses and abandoned homes. And Heritage Hill. He shivers. It used to be one of the most prestigious districts in the city. Heroes of the Revolution claimed plots up there next to an ancient Engwithan tower and the city cemetery. Had the best views in Defiance Bay. Attracts richer types these days. A lot of animancy patrons. He spits. He glances at the crown and lowers his voice. You wouldn't have heard, but something's happened over there a couple of months ago. The authorities sealed it off and they're keeping their mouths shut, but mark my words, animancy's to blame. Okay, let's talk about something else. We talked about everything. Farewell then. Okay, what else is down here? If anything at all? Doesn't seem like it. No way can go there. So, there's Goose and the Fox. Let's explore what that is about. Sounds like an inn to me. Good place to stay, perhaps? Let's explore the sign of the Goose and the Fox. Okay, let's go in. Maybe a good place to rest indeed. We'll have to see. Already a bunch of backer characters again. Let's look at that here. The Stelgar's pelt is thick with dust and moths. The plaque below the beast reads Maiden Falls 2682. And here we have a painting. Errol of Levy looks on enigmatically from the canvas. Actor as a patron, bishop, noble, commoner and bodyguard. Okay, let's talk to Bishop first.
Hello.
The man behind the bar is nearly the size of an almana. A handle protrudes from his back, and his face is set in a stoic frown. He gives you a small nod. Here for a drink? There's a tiny pewter cup in front of him. He turns it on one broad hand, but doesn't drink from it. Tell me about yourself. Name's Bishop. Used to be a scholar of Barath, now I run the Goose and Fox and keep the regulars in line. He shifts and you see a warhammer strapped to his back. Aha. What more is there to tell? How do you go from religion to taverns? The journey isn't as long as you'd think. It started with Hollowborn, and with that, this. He takes a black bottle from under the bar and fills the pewter cup. It was my sister's son. He takes a drink, and the beginning of Waitwin's legacy. He was one of the first. I never expected there would be so many after him. Tragedy is part of the cycle, but it's followed by rebirth. Yet every year more parents were grieving from their Hollowborn children, and the gods were silent. So you lost your faith? He leans forward, crossing his arms on the bar. Barath promises rebirth, cycles. But the only cycle I found was this one. He taps the bar. Have a drink, have another, and another until I couldn't remember how I got home. Wake up, come back. I finally woke up one day to see my family had packed up and left. For all I know, they'd left days before and I just hadn't noticed. But they were gone. So I came here. I've cleaned up since then, now that I've found my answers. He tosses the cup back. I've just stopped asking questions. That is a grim story. So yeah, this is a lively place. It was founded in the early days of the Deerwooden independence by a traveling scholar named Errol of Levy. He wanted a place where kith of all backgrounds could gather and hash out the issues facing their new country. He rests his elbows on the polished wood of the bar. It didn't take long for the place to fill up. Brangbury aristocrats argued with dock workers from the gift? Yeah, from the gift. While soldiers wrangle with politicians, dear woodens have never been known to turn down an argument. He takes a sip from the tiny cup. So, what happened next? Soon kids were coming from the farms and settlements too. Waits at the door, as if expecting crowd to bustle in. This place got even more popular with the valiant sailors from the salty mast. And that was the problem. He drains his cup. No matter what people say about fair-mindedness and civil debate, there's only so much people will tolerate. Errol found himself on the wrong side of an argument with the wrong Thane. And when he disappeared a few days later, some said it was the work of that Thane. He shrugged, spreading his hands over the bar as he surveyed the room. But Errol knew which way the wind was blowing. If you ask me, he skipped town, hid out somewhere, hoping for rational minds to prevail in Defiance Bay. He cracks a wry grin. If only he could see it now. Okay, let's see what he has on stock. Not much. I don't think we have much to sell. A bunch of weapons. Armor-wise, we're still fine. Let's sell some of the clothing. Pelts. How much for the pelts? 5 CP only. Oh well. It's another 200 nearly. An actress. You'll find all sorts. Everyone's a philosopher here. Patron. Lively place, isn't it? Mercenary. Ooh, Kenra. Named character. Let's go mercenary first. It's a good place to unwind between jobs. Sometimes I even find new ones. Okay, Kenra. That miserable bastard. A woman sits by herself, spinning something on a table in front of her and watching it with furious intensity. It's about the size of a coin and it wobbles over a crack in the wood with a metallic rattle. She snatches it up with one hand and slams a half-empty cup down on the table with another. This is not a good time. Okay, what are you doing here? She takes a long drink from her glass, just trying to calm down and trying to talk myself out of something foolish. Something foolish? She says nothing for a few minutes, as if hoping you'll leave. At last, Kenra looks up at you. A lamplight falls across her face. A purpling bruise is blossoming along her cheekbone. There's something I need to give to my fiancé, Pernesk. Only he doesn't seem to go anywhere without his new friends, and they're not exactly pleasant company. Okay, tell me about his new friends. They come into our house with their dead eyes and their black teeth. I'm not a fool. I know what it means. Pernesk makes me leave when they show up, but it's obvious what they came to do. Last time they came, I told them to get out. Let them have their fun somewhere in the gift, but not under my roof. She scowls and then winces, her fingertips gently probing her bruise. Svev changes you, I guess. The Prunsik I knew wouldn't have squashed a spider, and I thought he'd... He trails off, still feeling the swollen, discolored flesh. Okay. It's apparently some kind of drug. We have survival, but Svev makes people calm and listless. It shouldn't make them violent. Kenra shrugs. I don't really know. Seemed better than believing he's always been this way. Maybe I could talk to him? Her hand rests on the table and she clenches into a white-knuckled fist. There's nothing more to say to him. We're finished. I just want to give this back to him and have a clean break. She opens her hand and the ring clatters out onto the table. Oh, since we've been honest apparently. It was his grandmother's. Even after his death I don't have the heart to sell it off. But if I go back there myself, I know what'll happen. I'll lose my temper and I'll probably wind up with another one of these. She points to her bruise. But I've heard you're trustworthy. If you give this back to him, he'll know we're done. Yeah, I've been honest enough that people know how I tick, apparently. Word is spreading about the paladin. Okay, I'll take it to him then. She looks at you and nods. The house is just north of here, just... Please don't hurt him. As furious as I am, I don't want that on my conscience. I can try. Another painting here. A dragon is outlined in charcoal pencil. The thick, jagged lines and the faint smell of sulfur suggests that the artist completed the sketch in a hurry. Cliff Dragon, White March, 2685. Something in here. Only stuff to steal. Let's speed up a little. Merchant. Okay, we can't argue with you here. A dwarf and an Orlan debate philosophy on the other side of the curtain. So yeah, this is quite the meeting point here. Let's go upside. There's a few more named characters. Quite a few, actually. Okay, I'll come back to those guys. Let's see what's in here. Backer characters.
A simple test. That's settled.
This doesn't count as stealing, okay. Then we're not stealing, obviously. More books. The Most Unfortunate Tale of Favia and Bernard, a Valiant Tragedy. Something to read for the lore episodes. And more of those guys. Let's talk to these guys over here. Now let's start with Hurdy. A burly Omana raises a hand in greeting. The Dreadshot guy, they all have nothing to say?
Hail, traveler.
Ah, there we go. Two-tone weak soul. An Orlan man relaxes with his feet propped up on a table. Patches of dark brown skin peek out from under the full mane of blue-green hair. He and the Orlan woman with him exchange laughs and comments with the trio at a nearby table, and he spins a dagger in his hand. His hazel eyes watch you. You look like you've seen a night or two in the wilds. Joining us for a drink? Who are all of you? The name's Two-Tone Weak Soul. The lady next to me is Key. We've had our fun with the expeditions, but we're hoping to enjoy a little peace and quiet, for the next few weeks anyways. Man at the next table nods at you. I'm Dreadshot Dayton, and this is Hurdy and Ilfa. We're part of separate expedition teams, but we both suffered losses and decided to band together. He ticks several items off his fingers. Beasts, barbarian, beerwicks. It's a dangerous time to be an adventurer, but a prosperous one too. At the next table, Dayton raises his glass, and here's to many more prosperous journeys. Is there something else you wanted? Nope. Nice to see some other proper adventuring groups out here. Makes it a lot more believable if you're not the only guys running around trying to fix the world. Or just profit in it. So, let's do some marriage counseling. So to speak, at least. Okay, just north of here. Wonderful. Right here. Anything along the way that is of great interest? Crier. I'll have to look at that one at some time. Ooh, more grappling hooks. I like them. Okay. Let's go inside and see if we can talk some sense into that guy. Ooh, bunch of mercenaries. That seems like it could become quite the fight. Holy shit, yeah. This doesn't look like fun. Okay, just out of caution, let's prepare for a fight here.
Following your lead.
Yeah.
Because I fear that
I'm
might
here.
actually turn into one.
Hey.
And we can talk with Adair. We'll do that in a moment as well. Let's talk to Pernzik.
Welcome.
The man before you flashes you a toothy and rather unpleasant grin. Well now, a new face. Welcome, friend. Name's Pernzik. And this, he gestures to the room around you, is my humble abode and place of business. And I do hope you're in here to do some business. He glances at you at the nearby guard. Perception. You seems like a lot of guards for one man. You must be popular. Pernzik raises a brow. Sure, right. Very perceptive. This business attracts a lot less pleasant types. Sometimes the clientele gets a little pushy. And every so often someone even turns out to be snooping into things they shouldn't, and lessons have to be taught. That does not sound promising. His face shivers with a quick, unreadable emotions. I'm sure you're too smart to get wrapped in all of that, of course. Yeah, I am, obviously. I keep it simple. If you have the coin, I have the swift. You're free to make use of the premises so long as you don't do anything stupid and you don't get too tangling with the other customers. Now, Pernzik clasps his hand together. What can I get you? Let's give him the ring. Karina asked me to give this to you. Pranzik takes the ring and turns it around his fingers. Nice. What's this for? You don't recognize the wedding band you gave Kenra? Pranzik laughs. Oh yeah, I see now. She's making a statement, is she? Good riddance to her then. Sorry I ever spent a coin to begin with. Now, is that all? Well, we are passionate. How dare you hit your own fiancé? How can you live with yourself? She was asking for it, Pranzik growls. Sort of like you right now. Maybe you ought to quit digging around in affairs that don't concern you. Me, I've got business to go back to. Doors this way. Yeah, this does all seem very strange. Something's not right here and don't plan on leaving until I find out what's going on. Pranzik's eyes narrow. Then you won't be leaving at all, friend. I was tired of wearing this face anyhow. Oh, he raised his voice. Guards, to me! So... Nirit is the proper name. That's gonna be fun to see what it's all about. Okay, get some spells ready and going. And you give us a blessing right away, please.
Wait.
Let's go in slow mode. There's actually a whole lot of stuff going on here. Okay, now it's also quite worthwhile to attack here. Stop! Nerd staggers back, holding a bloody hand in front of him. I give up. Just leave and I'll go peacefully, alright? You can go peacefully into my dungeon! Holy shit, yeah. He flinches, regret already building behind his eyes. If that's my only choice. Okay, so what was that about? Okay, the gods still fight? Okay, wouldn't have expected that. But seems like this is our way to go here. So let's continue. Well, you can just go ahead and deal some range damage. We killed the merc. Yeah, those guys shouldn't be much of a problem. Let's mark you guys. Take care of that guy. You as well. You are still on duty here. Good. You have nothing left to do. And there's people up way too close. Go bash him. There you go. Go ahead and attack that guy. Well, we've been holding the front line here quite nicely. Let's get out of slow mode. Okay. Seems this is pretty much done for. Interesting. So, this book of Valiant Love Sonnets has a dedication at first page to my beloved Kenra. Whole bunch of stuff to sell. That's always nice. Let's look around some more then.
I can do that. That's settled.
Someone has peeled the labels from these bottles. They're stuffed with dark, grungy, gunky pulp that gives off a pungent odor. I don't think I have to guess what that was. The pots are crusted shut with some unidentifiable gunk. Well, let's go upside and see if there's something else. For the biggest table. And more mercs. Okay, engage then. Go ahead in here. You as well. Do we want another... first go up front. I really hate the AI sometimes. As you can clearly see here. So just stand around and do nothing then. Okay, fine. Holy power!
Forth to battle!
Go ahead and murder him. There we go. And kill the last one. There we go. Easy. So, whoa. That's a lot of high-end stuff. And a rusty bronze key. Well, we certainly take the key with us. The rest can go into the storage. Also, alright, we don't have our spare carry with us anymore. Bunch of money. More money.
Steady does it.
Let's go into sneak mode real quick to see if there's something hidden. Doesn't seem like it. It appears as though someone rummaged through this uneven row of books in a hurry. These shelves are chipped and cracked, as if knocked to the ground and set back in place. And here we have Idioms dialects. Take it with you. And I think here we'll find the real Pernsic. Indeed, so. Let's talk to that guy. A man lies, bound and bloodied, on the floor before you. His face is a tapestry of bruises, and blood is spattered across several corners of the room. The man cringes and sobs as you approach. Gods, please, please, no more. I can't take any more. I'm not here to hurt you. The man pauses, gazing up at you. You're not? Oh, praise Barath. You're not one of his men, are you? He glances nervously behind you. He shakes head. Please, I don't know who you are, but my name is Pernsic. This is my house. You have to help me. Who was that guy downstairs? An impostor, some wizard named Nirid. He came into my house, tied me up in here, tortured me, and now he has his men eating my food, breaking my things, selling swift inside my own house. Okay. This would be a lot easier if you weren't trying to hide something. Pernsic looks away, unable to meet your gaze. I may have hung onto a tiny portion of my supplier's share, but I needed the money. So, what exactly happened? You sent over the wizard, Nirid, the man downstairs, Pernsic shudders, to make up the lost copper, I guess, and to hurt me while he was at it. Feels like it's been days. Yeah, he's already been taken care of. Pernsic stares at you. I can't believe this nightmare is finally over. He grins weakly, then seems to remember something. You've no idea what you've done for me, but... He looks up at you and away again. I need to find my love, Kenra, only... After whatever Nirid put her through, I'm afraid she won't give me the chance to explain. But she might listen to you. Please, she must be somewhere in Copper Lane. It's the only home she's known. And please, don't tell her about the Svev. About what I do. I could make it worth your while. A discount, maybe? That doesn't sound like us. Yeah, that's the one I'm going to take. Perhaps you should trust her to make her own decisions rather than lie to her. I know I can't force you to keep the secret, I just don't want to lose her. After what happened here, I'm sure she won't have anything to do with Svev. Or me if she finds out. So yeah, she put me up to this in the first place. She did? Pernsic smiles brightly. That woman helped save my life without realizing it. Please bring her home and tell her that everything is back to normal. I'll go talk to her. I can't thank you enough, truly. How I've missed my poor Kenra. You are one stupid motherfucker. I will most definitely tell her about the whole drug thing, and she can decide for herself what she wants to do. So... Any mercenaries left down here? Doesn't seem like it. Ah, it's the stuff we have collected from time to time already. That's Swef's thing. So, we'll return and tell Kenra about the situation. And that will probably be the end of this episode. But first we'll have to see what she says. And we have to remember to talk to Adair in the next episode. Gonna be pretty important. I want to do all the side quests for the characters. Kenra! Kenra looks up at you as you approach. What happened with Pernsig? Did you give him the ring? Pernsig was being impersonated by a powerful wizard. However, the real Pernsig also deals sweff. Yep. She covers her mouth with her hand, shocked. Pernsig? My Pernsig is a sweff dealer? If I didn't know you for an honest man. She brings her fist down the table, sloshing her drink. Damn it, how can I trust him after something like this? That he lied for me so long. She runs her hand through her hair and takes a deep breath. I should just be glad I found out about this before the wedding. Yeah, we are passionate, but we're also benevolent. Let's be benevolent, this is our main trait. Right now, he needs help and forgiveness. And we've been benevolent enough, apparently. You think I could help him turn around? I hadn't thought of it that way, she sighs. You really do see the best in everyone. I appreciate what you've done for us, and I'm certain Pernsig feels the same way. You're always welcome to come see us if you need anything. Whole bunch of experience. Oh, and take this. She unclasps something from her neck. Picked it up from one of the merchants to help me stand firm in my decision. I'll be fine without it now. An unwavering resolve. Nice. So, what is unwavering resolve? Of intellect +2, of resolve +1 amulet. Kana certainly could use that one. He already has disengagement defense bonus. Not that important. Okay, so as promised, we're gonna end this episode here. I thank you all for watching, I hope you've had some fun. If you did, consider commenting, liking and subscribing. You can also follow me on Twitter at _mattletter. And that's it from me for this time. I hope to see you the next time. Goodbye.